and any launch pad used against Iran will be considered a legitimate target. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi repeated the same message in calls with the European Union's top diplomat and with Lavrov, and pushed to take the matter to the United Nations Security Council. To read the dosage of this fury correctly, step back one pace. Iran has been one of Russia's most important weapons suppliers since the war began, yet it always did so from behind a curtain labeled, "We are not a party." The Caspian strike tore that curtain. Tehran is now an actor in this war that can be hit, that suffers losses, that issues official threats. One layer of the anger is about the ships. Another layer is about this unwanted shop window. So how serious is the threat? Let's weigh it with a cold hand. On paper, Iran's reach toward Ukraine exists. Long-range drones, ballistic programs, proxy networks. In practice, Tehran's table is already full. The country is inside its own war with America and Israel. The Houthi front is running in the Red Sea. Saudi jets are striking Houthi targets in Yemen. And the exchange of blows with the United States in the Gulf sits in a fragile pause. Opening a third front against Ukraine at such a moment would mean splitting Iran's scarce air defenses and missile stocks even further. The real address of Nitzad's sentence may therefore be less Kiev than the home audience and Moscow. A "we will not leave it unanswered" message to the street, and a "share the bill" reminder to the ally. Iran's retaliation menu is not one item either. The cheapest shelf, widening the Shahed pipeline that already flows, thickening the drone swarms over Ukrainian cities, and calling it an answer without firing a single new shot. The middle shelf, an indirect touch through proxies on Kiev's supply chains or Black Sea connections. The top shelf, a direct strike. And reaching for that shelf would leave Iran, in the middle of its reckoning with America, facing a European-backed adversary as well. Rational actors open the most expensive shelf last. The trouble is that wars are not always run by rational actors. One more possibility exists and cannot be waved away. A symbolic yet real retaliation. An expanded drone transfer to Russia, a one-off strike, an indirect move through intermediaries. The first steps of an escalation ladder are always marketed as controlled. The problem is that once two sides start climbing it together, nobody can guarantee on which rung the climb stops. Iran's anger is real. Its capacity is divided. Its intent is the question the coming weeks will answer. And Kiev's calculation likely rests precisely on that division. The assumption that a Tehran squeezed on two fronts cannot afford to open a third. A risky assumption, but for now, one the numbers support. And straight into the middle of this fury, Zelensky dropped the second file. A brief pause. Independent war and geostrategy analysis like this gets suppressed by the algorithm. Your like, a single-word comment, and your subscription directly help this video reach far more people. Let's continue. Next up, the satellite file that has Moscow cornered. The second announcement out of Kiev that day made a louder noise than the ships. Zelensky's claim runs as follows. Since early July, Russian satellites have been keeping Gulf countries and the American military facilities there under active surveillance. The imagery then surfaces in Iran, and there is a clear correlation between Russian satellite passes and Iranian strikes. Target preparation before an attack, damage assessment after it. A concrete sample was attached. On July 19th and 20th alone, 4 airbases drew the attention of Russian satellites. 2 in Bahrain, 1 in Jordan, 1 in Kuwait. Zelensky announced he had instructed his intelligence services to share the evidence with partners and universalize the message. Evil always looks for ways to spread. Russia must be stopped. Let's place the caution marker first. This is a Ukrainian intelligence claim whose independent